How's it going, everybody? We're back on the Crew 6 project today. We're going to be stretching the frame a little bit. I'm going to come right here. It bolts together right there behind that A-arm and right there. And we're going to unbolt it and stretch it probably about 8 inches. And get us a little bit longer bed and more clearance for tires. So I'm going to bring you along for the project, see if it goes like I'm planning on it going or if it's going to be a disaster. So set you up and get started taking this thing apart. So for those that have ever messed with one of these, the bed's really simple to get off. You got a bolt here and a bolt there, and you gotta take this plug loose, and you gotta take that shock right there loose, and it comes right off pretty much. So see if I got of course. Now, you just undo this plug right here, if I can remember how. Just like that. That's undone. And it's probably easier to do it with the bed up, but just reach in here, pull the keeper. Yep, I'll have to pick the bed up. It's got a little bit of pressure on it. Or just unlatch it and break the shock off. Proper planning. Proper planning. So now I just gotta move the bed out of the way and we can start having fun. Go ahead and take this the rest of the way off now. Yeah, I definitely recommend taking the shock off before you unbolt the hinge. Probably worked out a little bit better if I did. Now we just got this bolt, and you got, let's see, I'm trying to remember. I think it's this bolt, that bolt, and that bolt to take out. And the back section slides off. So, here we go. And before I forget something else, since this back half comes off, you gotta take all these plugs off too, which they're kind of a pain, but not too hard. Well, there we go. So they're more of a pain to take it. Just like that. This, I got this zip tied, so just cut that, unplug this, and that's all the plugs. So now I'm going to have to take this bolt out. It's supposed to have a roll pin, but I put a bolt in it. But when I slide it back, I'll probably just slide this part back and the drive shaft stay there. So yeah, try a good angle. Alright, there's all of that. Okay. There she looks. Alright, so as you can see, it's got two pieces of form channel that run up under that frame and runs up under all the way to the back of that frame. But I'm trying to keep all of the factory holes in the factory locations, so what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to mark it right here where that end of the frame is, and that's where I'll cut it. And I got some tubing over there I'm going to put in the middle of it and weld it. So let me finish getting this channel out, or get it marked, get it channeled out, get the drive shaft out, and I'll bring it back when I start doing the cutting. Alrighty, so we got pieces of channel off, got drive shaft off. You can see I got that kind of sort of marked. I had a silver marker somewhere, but I don't know where it's at, so I'm down to a pencil. Got that marked. I got this marked where I'm gonna cut this off. I come 8 inches back from this little bracket right here. Figured that'd give me enough overlap for how I'm gonna do it to be structurally sound. So get these pieces cut and we'll keep on with the process. And yes, I would highly advise proper eye protection, not safety squints. So now, what I'm gonna do, I got them cut off. I got these pieces of square tube here. This is gonna fit inside there, like so. And it's a little, like so. It's a little loose, but it'll be fine. And then this one, I'll cut this to length, but this one will fit over that, in theory. Just because I could do it just like that, but yeah. I keep forgetting this camera's adjusted. I could just leave it like that because that I'm sure it'd be plenty strong enough. It just looks a little wonky to me, so I'm gonna use this bigger piece. But get these cut and keep on with the process. Really, how's this thing cut for bars? Half inch? No. A big deciding factor will be that right there. I've got this piece of DOM tubing I'm going to use to make my drive shaft. And depending on how far I can stretch the drive shaft, depends on how far I can stretch everything else. Because that right there is a very expensive piece of tubing. That's 12 inches of DOM and it was 40 bucks at my local supplier. So, yeah. Stuff ain't cheap. Which, let me see. This is how all my projects go. I gotta figure it out as I'm going. So y'all get to see the full process. Me figuring everything out. Going through my thought process, all my screw ups. So let me see. That currently 3 1/4. So here's my marking. There it is. That's 3 1/4. That would be 1 3/4. Yeah. That's interesting. That's okay. 5/8 maybe. There we go. That looks better. So that's currently 3 1/4. Cut that and go from there. Okay, let me get this drive shaft cut and I'll be back. Alrighty guys, right here I got the welder set up. I'm going to try to get this rear drive shaft fixed so I can figure out the rest of the extending process. So here we go. I ain't gonna say she's pretty. I don't think she's gonna go anywhere. Okay, so it started out with 3 1/4. So now we're at 12 1/4. So that's a 9-inch stretch. So cut my pieces for 9 inches and keep on going with the project. I'm hoping I didn't destroy my steel blade, because I did the unsmart thing, or the not very smart thing, and try to cut this drive shaft in half with it. And the drive shaft's like 15th, 16th solid metal, so I have a feeling I burnt my steel blade. And brand spanking new too, but we'll see if it'll cut. I don't think it's going to, but hopefully it will. So I'm going to cut my pieces for 9 inches and keep on going. Or attempt to cut my pieces for 9 inches. We're just going to go ahead and try this one just to see what happens. Yep, that blade shot. So, mental note, if it's not rated for it, don't cut it. Cause that was only rated for, I think, 1/2 inch bar. Plates and bars. Yep, 1/2 inch bar, and I just tried to cut almost an inch bar. So, that blade shot now. That just made this real fun. So I'm either gonna go get me another blade or figure something out. I'll figure that out. I'll be back. Alright guys, so we're back. We got a new blade. Ate lunch while I was taking a break. So we're back to cutting. So here we go. Okay, now, in theory, I have all my pieces exactly the same. Just going to clean them up a little bit so I can weld them. We'll make it fit. It's got a little seam in this too right here, but we'll make it fit. We will make it fit. Maybe. Might end up cutting these down a little bit, honestly. Might do that. Might just cut them down. Probably easier. Okay, so now that I can't see anything, I'm going to try to mark it again. If a guy would have just ordered a saw blade for the bandsaw, wouldn't have this problem. I'll be right back. Okay, got my 2 pieces cut. I just made 4-inch pieces because that actually fits a lot better. It's almost the exact same size. So, I think it'll be fine. Now I'll redo all this. And if only I knew where my marker was. Honestly, thinking probably need to drill some holes in here so I can plug weld them. That's probably what I'm gonna do. And if you're wondering why I'm putting a bevel on one side, you see this little seam right here? I gotta put the bevel on it so we'll kind of at least start in the tube. See, that one's actually going pretty good. And that way it kind of just smashes that little ridge down as it goes in. Alright, take these over here, get them at least plug welded. That way they won't go nowhere. You'll keep on going. Alright, well, of course, my hood battery died, so I had to keep the MIG gun between me and the weld, so I can't really see what I was doing. But let them cool off. Them are hot, obviously. But let them cool off a little bit. And I'll get my piece of tube I got for the bottom channels. Get it so it's ready to weld. I just have to find me a new battery for the hood. So check back in a minute. Alrighty guys, it's been a minute. I got a little busy trying to figure out the extensions for the channel on the bottom, but I got these cleaned up a little bit. Just ground the plug welds down, make it look a little bit better. Got all this set up, so hopefully it's straight. And fixing to tack these on here. I'm gonna tack this side, and I'll switch over, tack this side, make sure it's straight. Then I'll weld everything out. So, set you up, and here we go. Okay, so we got this tight together. And saw me check it. It's straight, square, everything's where it needs to be. Just 9 inches longer. So I'm probably gonna run a few stitches on it. I'm gonna put all this together to make sure it's gonna fit right. Or I might just wing it and weld it all up and hope for the best. We'll see. Well, them over there already welded up, so I might as well just weld everything up. So get busy welding, get all this welded up. I got everything drilled so I can plug weld everything. So I'll get to it. Okay, that's welded together. I ain't showing y'all the welds because some are good, some aren't that great, but they'll be good enough. So I guess the only thing to do now, well, I really don't want to let that cool off because it's hot. I found out the hard way. But only thing really to do now is slide everything there, see if it fits. So that's probably what I'll do. Get all this stuff out of the way, slide it together, and off we go. Well, that's fairly promising. Now I'm kind of wondering my drive shaft's too short. Now, I'm gonna have to grind some welds down. Well, that took a lot longer than I was expecting it to, because you can see the sun's kind of going down. But I guess I'm going to end this one here. Let's say we got that far. I'm going to have to pick the back of it up a little bit so everything lined back up. Which I'm going to eventually raise the front of this so it levels everything out anyway. So yeah, it's a project, that's for sure. A lot more than I thought it was going to be. But like I said, hindsight 2020. So I'm learning as I'm going. Y'all see me learning how I learn. I can't design anything, I just have to work it out in my head as I'm doing it. Which sometimes works out great, sometimes, like today's, hit or miss. So, but yeah, hope y'all enjoyed. Don't mind, like, subscribe, comment, and catch y'all on the next one. Well guys, I couldn't stand it. I had to get this thing back together, but I had to grind the welds down on them bottom pieces right there, but she is bolted back together. Come out to about a 9-inch stretch on it, and from the guy I've talked to, he stretched his 8 inches and he can run 35s, so hopefully I'll be able to run at least 35. But drive shaft fits. This, I literally rolled it back up where it's supposed to be, bolted it in, it went right in place. So didn't have to fight with it. I am going to have to move this differential lock right here, that little dude right there, because my wire's about 4 inches short, which I didn't think about that, but it ain't that big of a deal. It's fairly easy to move. And when I build a bed go on this thing, I would probably just mount it to the bottom of the bed. But alrighty, now I'm going to end the video. But so I'm trying to get this done so I can get on to another project. I got the other Ranger over there. The wife is laying claim to, so I'm going to get it back together for her. So, alright. Well, if you don't mind, like, subscribe, comment, and see you on the next one.